Hello everybody, Daniel Gotera once again reporting from Texans training camp. Day 9 is in the books, 4 days away from this team's first preseason game. I know the guys are fired up about that. I think they want to hit somebody else. It's about that time during camp. You go at it so many days and so many times with the same players. You want to hit somebody else, and they're going to get to hit the Saints on Saturday night at NRG Stadium. Day 9, another productive one. I'm reporting from the parking lot because I can't get back in. I had to come out and get a new media card to record this portion of my report, and I got locked out. And so I'm in the parking lot, and I'm fighting shadows. Look, I'm giving you some inside baseball here as to what I deal with. Shooting this by myself, so I'm doing this. I'm bringing these recaps to you. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I've gotten some good feedback, so let's get right into it today. It was a unique day, a special day. I'll get to why it was unique here in a second, but let's talk football first, as we always do. Texans look sharp. Defense, I feel like, was ahead of the offense today. Davis Mills completing some passes, but the DBs were making some plays on his balls, and they were getting a little bit of a push as well along that front seven. So I thought that was an interesting little tweak. The defense is starting to catch up just a little bit to where the offense has been. We've talked about this the whole time. Davis Mills has looked really good. The receivers have looked really good. But today the defense was making some pretty good plays and getting after the offense just a little bit. As far as players are concerned that we heard from, well, we didn't hear from any today. Today it was the assistant coaches that were taking their turns to the microphone. They got to talk about their position groups, but we're going to start with a guy who has a familiar last name. Miles Smith, the linebackers coach, is Lovey's son. After that, we'll hear from some more assistants. I will put their names up on the screen so you know exactly who they are and what positions they're coaching. Take a listen.
I would say that's a good problem to have, you know. And then I think there's not going to be a whole lot of hard decisions to make. You know, the best player is going to make the team, and then we're going to put 3 linebackers on the field. We know that much. Who it's going to be, we don't know yet, but then we're going to be happy with what we put on the field. It's a giant impact. And then we always want to put our best 3 linebackers on the field. So whether we have to move guys around, you know, you never want a linebacker who can only play one spot. You got to play multiple ones. And again, mentally it's hard, but you don't want to be in a position where you're putting somebody in who may not be as good just because the other guy doesn't know what to do. So having multiple guys that know the defense, know not just what their position needs to do, but what the entire defense is trying to accomplish, I mean, it raises the level of play of all 11 people on the field.
Guy doesn't have many weaknesses in his game. So like all rookies, just needs a little bit more time on task mentally, but physically he's exactly what we expected. Physically, we're just trying to economize his movements, try to make him as efficient as possible. And then mentally, just the scheme. He's picking up a little bit every day, and we're giving him more every day as far as disguises, technique, and everything that goes post-snap.
When in your career, when you look at, obviously every rookie's different, but with Kenyon specifically, like getting him ready to be a starter, what's kind of the things that he needs to do to get there? What's in his way?
There's always with all rookies. Number one, it's a change in what you were used to doing in college and what we're asking you to do here. Number two, the level of play, right? Every week you're playing against the best player you played in college, right? That's once. You got 2 games like that in 13. That's 17 games of that. And then number 3 is just consistency. The level of consistency that's required to be a very good offensive lineman is extreme, right? And you have to be intentional about that. And that's just a process of learning that.
Yeah, super happy for Nate. Puts in a lot of time, mentally, physically, whatever's required of him, he's willing to do. And you know, hopefully that can continue and he can see the results that he's wanting and we're wanting as he continues to build his career and grow as a player.
All right, that's the assistant coaching staff, a good group. They're excited about where each of their players are. All of them said the same thing. It's time to see their guys in live action in front of other players, other teams. So we'll see how that pans out against the Saints on Saturday. As for why today was so special out at camp, well, the Texans partnered up with USAA and they invited 100 military families and members out to camp, not just to watch practice, but they also got to meet the players, autographs with the players. There were some really cool things involved in that too. One of the unique kind of fun features that I saw while I was going through the lines of the guys signing autographs was Terrence Brooks. Guy out of Florida State, been in the league for a little bit. He was out there signing autographs, but he also had the military members sign his jersey, which I know the families and the men and women that serve our country so valiantly really appreciated. So that was really cool to see. Also saw one of the Texans players who was in the Air Force, Harrison Elliott, a long snapper. Hasn't been in the league very long, but he was in the Air Force, so he got to share some of his memories about being in the service and his appreciation for those that came out. After all that autograph session was concerned, they actually went inside. I'm talking about the military members. They went inside the Texans practice bubble and held a NFL-style boot camp, if you will. They went through all the drills that the Texans players and the NFL players go through at the combine, the 40-yard dash, the long jump, the three-cone shuffle, passing drills. It was cool to see that. Some of these guys were pretty impressive. One service member ran a 4.940. 4.940, that's good enough to play in the league. So good for them, but here's their reaction about what went on today and why it meant so much for them that the Texans invited them out to practice.
It's honestly awesome to just be able to come out here and like meet players, get signatures, and like kind of see how we're appreciated in the community.
You know, so I'm military affairs representative with USAA, and this is what we live for. Giving soldiers the opportunity, and I say soldiers, we got Coast Guardsmen, airmen, and soldiers out here, but giving them the opportunity to come out and do a sometimes once-in-a-lifetime opportunity with the NFL is pretty awesome experience, and they seem to be loving it.
Many thanks, obviously, to the men and women who serve this great country of ours. We appreciate all the sacrifices they and their families make, so I'm glad they got to have a little fun out here and experience NFL football firsthand for just a little bit. That's going to do it for Day 9, the recap of Texans training camp. Hope you guys enjoyed this. We'll be back later in the week. In fact, I don't know if I'm going to see you again. You might see Matt Musil with recaps over the next couple of days. Next time you'll see me on these recaps will be after the preseason game. Game 1 of the preseason, Texans Saints on Saturday night. I can't wait to see that. It's going to be pretty exciting to watch this team and see how they're progressing actually against another squad. Until then, I'll see you later.